And welcome back to Music Free Gaming. Hope you're having a fabulous day. It is a glorious Tuesday, and you are glorious too. Hey, it's great to have you all here. Do I have words? Probably not. I don't know. Do I ever say anything meaningful at the beginning of a stream? Probably not. Let's get into Minecraft because that's where the fun is. At least that's the theory. The theoretical fun will be had. I'm almost positive that there will be fun in theory, okay? And as we know, theories are always true, so yeah, let there be fun. All right, so I'm in an ancient city. I'm in my ancient city, which is great. Yeah. I have a lot of redstone to do. So that's what's going to be happening today. It's going to be a lot of redstone. It's going to be simple redstone, and there's just going to be a lot of it. So that's going to be the plan. Yeah. So basically what I'm doing, since I'm just setting up this happy little storage room in my city, I need to get all of the redstone in place. I'm going to be having copper golems running through here, so that's going to be a special breed of fun because, you know, copper golems are just that sort of thing. So I'm also going to, you know, fall off the build because, you know, that's exciting too, okay? Now, I think for the most of these are going to be the same, okay? Oh, I forgot how glorious Swift Sneak was. Sorry, if you have not been watching my Skyblock world, which, you know, would not be surprised, it's great, but I miss having Swift Sneak, and that is something that I will never have in that world because, as far as I know, things like ancient cities don't exist. So, you know, got that going for me. Also, apparently need a lot more stone. Of course, some of that's going to be coming out, but it's okay. It is totally okay. There's a scaffolding here somewhere. Oh, no, that series has been fun. I've been enjoying that. Unfortunately, I have not had the opportunity to play on that world as much over the last, well, actually, just this week, as much as I would like. And that's been disappointing. I've just have, oh, I need to put torches on that one. Unfortunately, I've got real world stuff that's been getting in the way. Nothing, you know, bad and stuff, you know, just stuff. You know, my daughter's fiance has been visiting, which has been great for her. So, you know, that's wonderful. But it does cut into some of my recording time. And then, just because, yeah, I'm going to have to get some more redstone. All right, no, this is totally fine. Oh, fiddlesticks. All right, no, we're good. We're good. Everything's great. It's disorganized mess down here, but that's okay. We can be disorganized. Anyway, no, the other fun is that I got asked to speak in church next week, or on Sunday actually, and you know, that's fine, no big deal. It just means that I now have to prepare a talk, and that unfortunately does take a hot minute. So that's eating into some of my build time, which is kind of annoying. I do not need glowing sacks. I don't even know why I have them, but I bet they were awesome once. All right. Over we go. Okay. So now we are at this one here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Skip a couple of blocks. And here we go. 8, 9. 9. Move that. All right, cool. All right, it's just easier to place the blocks like this rather and then dig them out later. So this one, I think we can start here. I mean, it's not like smooth stone is expensive or anything, you know. Okay. Great. I am going to have to deal with a little bit of something happening over here. Some hoppers or something. We'll figure that out. Because, yeah. Well, this is all going to be copper golem powered, right? So our happy little copper guys are going to be doing all the things. But that means they also have places they have to put stuff. All right, so let's see. You ever have that moment when you look at your redstone and realize you've done something really, really stupid? That's me. That is totally me. Okay. Am I going to have to move all the stuff that I just put in? Am I gonna have to take it out and move it back a block? Okay, because first off, this is gonna have to. Oh no, that's fine. Because the comparator's reading the chest. I do have to put redstone torches here, though. Which is going to cause problems here. Yeah. No, this is great. Okay, sorry. My ear itched. Hate it when my ears itch. Okay, so basically this sucks and I'm gonna have to move it all. So that's fun. I guess I should have made sure that was all set and stuff before I placed everything down that way, but that would have made sense. And we can't have that now, so alright, so all of this has to come out. And all of this has to come out. The chest I might move. We'll see. Okay. La da 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 dum. La da 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 dum. Alright, so that's going to have to go that way. That means that'll come out. This comes out. Yep. It said everything's going to have to shift over one, but that's fine. Okay, so this... Go that way? Probably. Alright, so this comes out because we're going to be putting the redstone, or the repeaters on there. Yes, it will be redstone, in fact. Because that's just how this all works. Okay, so that's going to go there. Okay. So that's going to go that way. This comes over here. Like like so. Take our happy little repeaters. Okay. They all slide in this way. Okay. Ta-da! Alright, so now this all slides in like so, and then we can do the comparators. Turn that off. Alright, wonderful. Wow. I can totally make with the jumping and stuff. Alright, so that's going to go that way. Now, I don't know that it's going to make any sort of difference at all. Actually, it might. So the torch is going to have to go there. Right, and then, let's see. Okay. If that goes there, will that be okay? Or am I going to have to put another block under that? I think we're going to have to put another block under it. Okay, so now, assuming I've done this any sort of right, which is at this point questionable, but that's okay. Okay. Okay, yeah, so everything's locked. Okay, but then if I were to then do... Oh, I don't know. I don't have enough stuff in my inventory, I think. But, you know, if I were to start putting things in here, the shulker box, and... Okay, yep, there it goes, counting down. Perfect. All right, nice. So now, all of that's going to end up down here in this. Why is that? Oh, that's why that's locked. Ah, cheese monkeys. And I mean that in the cheesiest of monkeys way, sort of way. Ugh, we're locking the stupid hopper. Cool. All right, well, I was hoping just to have a simple copy-paste stream today, but no, we actually have to think. And I'm not sure I'm ready for that sort of thing today. All right, so basically I need to... Do I need to move those up? I mean, that might be a thing. Move the redstone lamps up. All right. Well, gotta sort this nonsense out. So let us do so. Now I'm leaving those there for extra storage, but I could swap some things around, I suppose. All right, so I do like this in theory. Actually, I like that in practice too. It's just a matter of what do I do? If I move this up, which would be fine, means basically shifting all of this back up too. Right, so if I took, do I still have redstone lamp? Yeah. Okay, so if I shifted this way. Okay, so this would come up here. We have ourselves a comparator. Actually, I might be able to get away with this. Definite maybe action going on here, but we'll see. So if I were to put that here, oops, that way. Pointing into the block. Now it sees if this hopper has stuff, so not quite as tidy, but it would work. So what I would need to do, okay. All right. No, we're fine. Everything is great. It's totally awesome and stuff. Okay, the good news is redstone lamps are transparent blocks, so I can take a chest. Oh, redstone lamps are not transparent blocks, so I cannot take a chest. But I could take a barrel. Right, and I could run barrels like so. Again, this is my overflow. That's the theory. Okay, and then I wonder, can... Okay, so sea lanterns don't work, but I wonder if frog lights do. I think they do. I think... The only problem is... we're still blocking the light, which would be potentially a problem. All right, so if I were to come in with a frog light, yes, frog lights would work, but with all of this being replaced with other stuff, right? So I would be, oops. Okay, right. So if I come in with that stuff there, the redstone lamps, right? Because I know how to say things. All right, let's check my light levels. We should be fine. Oh, right, because I've got all of that over there too. Because all of that's going to have to change. Okay. So basically what I would need to do is... yeah, because we still have a solid wall, right? Because barrels don't let light through. That's one of their redeeming qualities. Right. But that's fine. I do want to replace the spruce trapdoors that are here, though. Okay. And now we're going to take our various shades of copper here. It'd be nice if they all face the same way. Not sure how much it's actually going to matter with the shape of the copper trapdoors, but yeah, I think that'll work. And then if I come back in with some more signs, okay, right? I've got lots of spruce signs. There we go. Right, and then I just bring the signs in like so. I want the done button to be a little bit higher. Okay, but if I come in like this, I still get the lamps that show we're full, right? Because that's what this is doing, right? This is always going to be full. It's the nature of this type of sorting system. You always get an item locked in the... okay. Yeah, you always get an item locked into the hopper. All right, what if I do this? Okay. Hopper goes there, but it's locked, right? I've got a whole load of chests here. They're not going anywhere. This... I don't know, this might take care of it. Let's... time to do some testing. Because I know how redstone works. Okay. Okay. Looks like items start to pour out. And then stop when... Yeah, we should be dropping 24 chests in there. Right? And if I drop another 4... 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay. Well, that's fairly easy. That should all have ended up in this barrel. Chest. Yep. And then if I can replace that. Okay. Right. So if anything ends up in this barrel, right, it'll get pulled down and into the barrels down here. Okay. And then if I... Let's just take that out for a sec. Right, so right now our light is off. Okay, and then if this starts to back up any, then we get an indicator that says, hey, this slice is starting to get full. Do something about it, you crazed person. Okay, and then I do. And then everything pours out and stuff is done. Okay. Okay. This will work without too much rewiring of my entire life. All right. Cool, I can live with that. Oh, man, Swift Sneak is so fast. I love it. Okay. All right, so that's going to go like so. Obviously, I don't need those blocks there. And then that's okay. So now all I need to do, right, we get our happy little dealy bobs like so. Lock all that nonsense. And then, right, and then we get chests that come like this. All right, now, we are going to have a couple of other chests to put in. I don't have a copper one, but I think I can create one. I think I've got copper. Otherwise, we may have to go get some more. But then the idea here is we pop up one last chest right here. And then when we come over this way, like so, right? Right, all of this has to move. Okay, right, because this chest will be like this. Then all I have to do is run hoppers over to that chest. Right, just like, except not that chest, but a copper chest sitting next to it. Okay, does that make sense? I hope so. At least that is the general idea. Okay, cool. All right, it is time. Time to tear out all of this redstone and replace it with the correct redstone or something kind of like it. These are the days. At least I caught it early and didn't get everything in place yet. That would have been really awkward. Okay, right. So this all has to come out. This comes out. Oh, it's just all going to come out. That's fine. Try to remember to go pick up all the repeaters too, because those are slightly painful. All right. All right. And we've got so many blocks. All right. Okay, we just tear all. Yep, this all comes out too. Cool. Again, it's better to have found this out now than to have ended up having the whole system in place and then realize I was an idiot. It's better to discover you're an idiot early, okay? Trust me. Finding out you're an idiot too late becomes really embarrassing for everyone involved, okay? Make your mistakes early, fix them early, and then, you know, move on with life. Okay. Okay? Okay. All right, so next, let's go ahead and get these. Whoa. I know what I'm doing. I don't, but we're going to pretend. No, I know what I'm doing. This is the repetitive stuff I was coming into the stream kind of expecting to be doing. Okay. We've gone too far this time. And apparently we're going to just come down here and pick up blocks. Yes. Oh yeah, we're going to be crafting so much. But no, this is going to work out great, so. Or I'm just going to fall off these multiple times. It's just the way it goes. All right, so anyway, let's see. What else is going on? I've got some new, at least a new merch item coming. It's actually in the store now. I'm just waiting for my sample to show up, and then I will show it off on stream. But I can't do that until I get it. So, you know, that's life and stuff. Okay, let's go that way. This one there. Yeah, I've got a new insulated tumbler cup dealy bob coming. Because I've been using this one, which is great. But it's got the logo of a company on it that it's not a bad company. Actually, it was an open source project. Which was really cool. But I figured, hey, if I'm going to be drinking soda out of a cup instead of out of a can, why don't I make myself a cup? So I did. Because I have the technology. And so does Fourth Wall, by the way. So if you're in the need of custom merch, website, any of that stuff, I could probably arrange a referral code or something. Did I put repeaters under there? I did. Okay, good. All right, so these all go down like so. All right, and then we got our dust. Okay. And then we get to come back here and tear all this out. Okay, which is annoying, but not really that big a deal. It did look good for the thumbnail, so, you know, there's that. Ah, cheese monkeys. All right, no, that's fine. It's fine, it's fine. I think. Okay. All right, so yeah, we'll get all of this out. And then I have to do the same thing with these, which became barrels, correct? Yes. Of course, there were barrels pointing up, weren't they? Okay, that's fine. I can do that. I don't know that it actually matters as far as what the what it looks like from the side. I think barrels are fairly uniform vertically, but that's fine. We can do the thing. And I should have, yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I need to get the signs in, but let's worry about that later. Okay? Speaking of drinking problems, apparently I'm dripping down my chin. All right, so cool. And so this top row is overflow, and everything else comes in down there. All right. Nice. Gotta love the sound of the bone blocks. Okay. Cool beans. All right, so this is going to come up this way. All right, now that I'm over here, right? Like so. So I miscount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. Aha! Okay. Cool. So those all get covered. Okay, and then we, yeah, fill this in like that. All right, and then a chest would go right here. Okay. We'll worry about the other side of it right now. I was going to say we'll worry about that later, but no, I'm worrying about it now. Okay. And then we would have our the feeder chest for the next system. And then we come in here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right. So that comes out. All right. Sweet. I love it when things work. Okay. And that all gets filled in, which would be easier to do if I had more smooth stone. Yep. Nope. Everything's great. Everything's fine. Except where I put that scaffolding. That was not great and or fine. Right. Cool. So that goes in there. I don't have enough chests to finish this, but we'll pretend like we do anyway. Yep. All right, so we need some more chests, but that's fine. That is totally peachy because I don't have any of the other redstone in place either, so, you know. Cool. All right, then the other thing I need to do is bring this across because I need just need all the hoppers and stuff too. Okay. I'll grab some more stone. Fortunately, I know where it is. Oh, I'm gonna be spending a fortune on redstone. I mean, that's okay. Beats mining it, I'll tell you. I don't know about you, but mining for stuff, you know, that's just silliness. All right, so also I need to see if I have enough iron here. I may have to go get iron stuff, but Okay. Do not need those warp stairs, though. But yeah, I'm absolutely going to have to do all sorts of silliness up here. All right, so for example, cut copper goeth thusly. All right, and it's, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, 5. 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then we take our happy little redstone lamps here. Right, those go across this way, and then we short a barrel. Cool. And that's perfectly fine. Yeah, so fine. Barrels. All right, what I do not need, okay, is sea lanterns. All right, so these go like so. All right, and then I do have the copper trap doors. Oh, no. That turns out is not where you go. Thank you. All right, so that goes this way. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So that's that nonsense. And then I need the frog lights, which doesn't matter which way they face because we're not going to be seeing them. Great. Iron on this side too. All right. Yeah, I'm just trying to get some of this 2, 3, 4, 5. If I get some of this I don't know, framework here at least in place, it'll make getting the redstone in a little bit easier. Okay. I'm also not going to lie, that bat that was flying over there, that one just scared the pants off me. Yeah, totally had me freaking out just a little bit. Okay. All right, I need more barrels, which is fine because I've got lots of wood. At least theoretically, I have lots of wood. And a crafting table, so, you know, that's a thing. Oh, speaking of things that are cool, latest Minecraft snapshot dropped today, right, for Java and Bedrock, and they are adding cushions. It's like, oh, wow, cushions. Ooh, ah. Actually, they're really cool. One, you can actually sit on them. They're about the size, they're about a quarter block tall. You can put them on any flat surface, including a snow layer, a button, and they sit flush with the surface. And then, as I said, you can sit on them, which gives you all sorts of fun and exciting possibilities, right? So lots of cool decorative things you can do with them, either as cushions, as chairs, as I don't know what all, but lots of fun stuff. So it's really exciting. Actually, I'm excited about it. You may not be excited about it, but I'm totally excited about it. Okay. We'll get more signs out in a sec. But first, okay, I need those. That's probably not going to be enough. Did I bring iron? No. I didn't bring iron because I have iron here. That seems reasonable. That totally seems reasonable. Okay. I don't know. Let's see what's going on here as far as the totally reasonable iron. Yeah. Okay. Must just be filling up hoppers. Which is fine. Perfectly fine to fill up hoppers. Anyway, the cushions look awesome, and I'm looking forward to playing with them. You know, because they just look cool. Alright. So... hoppers. All the hoppers. Hoppers take so much everything, to be honest. Alright, for the moment, excuse me, I think I'm done with these. Alright, sweet. So, step one, we make chests. Awesome. And then we make hoppers. Okay. Okay, so these are going to come out this way. We'll need a hopper on top of the last one, but we'll deal with that eventually. Yeah, this won't be the... I was going to say, it's not going to be like the largest storage room. I'm going to have a lot of storage slices, which will be nice. But it's only going to have, I said, 3 barrels worth of storage in the actual system, and then 1 barrel for, I said, basically overflow. Okay. Right. Let's go make up some more of this stuff. Okay. And so there comes our chests. Sweet. And let's go craft up some more stuff. So, asking when the next Terraria stream is. That will be Thursday. I will be streaming on Thursday. The plan for Thursday is to build a new house in the in that Aether area, so that I can teleport there and do all sorts of fun stuff. But yep, that'll be Thursday. So fun and exciting. I thought I had more barrels. Okay. Or chests. I guess not. Well, that's fine, I guess. What am I looking for? Oh, that one. That's fine. Yeah, so anyway. Yeah, it'll be fun. We'll get that set up, the base set up in the Aether area. And I've got a couple of things to experiment with, apparently, so we'll be diving into that during that stream too. So yeah, lots of fun stuff Terraria wise. Man, something in my throat, which is mildly annoying. Ooh. Also, I've got a couple of these hoppers pointing the wrong way, which is also annoying. There we go. Oh, so many hoppers. At least the redstone on this system is easy, because it's basically just sorting systems. Right, there's no... We're not doing any crazy mine carts. We're not doing anything weird like that. It's just stuff. All right. Cool. So let's get these guys in place now. which would be easier to do if I had barrels. Sweet. Sweet, sweet. Yeah, for the moment, and I haven't fully decided where things are going. So for those of you who might be supporters over at musicfreegaming.com, and catch my newsletter, you know, I've been sort of trying to sort out some content related things, and that's one of them is, you know, balancing Terraria and Minecraft and, you know, all the other fun stuff. So, jeez, monkeys. Surprisingly, I'm actually better at Minecraft than Terraria. I know, you're all shocked. Okay. Oh, I need redstone torches. Okay. Okay. Yep. Which I have. Aha. Okay. Well, that's great. Oh, man, I've soda already. Crazy, man. Crazy. Have to resort to water. Man, what is this? All right, so cool. So we can take that out. Though it might have been good to have left that in, so it's easier to get up and set filters, but all right, whatever. Plus, I do still have to get up here and put a couple of copper chests and some other hoppers in place, so, you know. Oh, right, I need more redstone. Because, yeah, I've got 18 trillion comparators to make. All right. Yeah, no, we're totally fine. Everything is fabulous and stuff. Okay. So that is going to go like so. Right? Sure, that's fabulous and stuff and things. Okay. Okay, again with the redstone torches. Hack. Alrighty. That's fine. We will just get so many hoppers in place. I said, this is not the most complicated system, but it is repetitive. So, you know, there's that. We got that going for us. Oh, I'm going to have to stop and go farm wood. Because, you know, that's totally a thing I want to do. I mean, not that I dislike it. It's just, I'm going to be out of wood. Kind of understand why Pixel Riffs said, yep, welcome to Choppin' Tuesday. We're just going to spend the day getting all the wood ever. Which would be fine if I were playing Minecraft more than once a week. Ah, man. Okay, so that is going to happen there. All right, do I have barrels? I do, in fact, have barrels. Awesome. All right, so let's pop over here. Okay, hoppers, barrels, and more hoppers. Turns out it's just easier to place them looking at the chest. Cool. That's a lot of hoppers. That's all right. I only have 5 more sections to go. Right, so I've got this. What? and those 4 over there. So, you know, so much goodness, right? So much. All right, well, let's see what I've got in the way of chests. We may be going to harvest some trees here in a minute. Yeah, that seems to be a we're out of stuff moment. All right, that's resin. I guess there's copper in there too, so that's fine. Stick that in there. All right. Well, throw some stuff in things, and guess we'll go chop down some trees. Again, that's... I mean, it's a thing that needs to be done, so we'll go do it. Let me take a little nap first, though. Figure out what I want to do with that villager. I could always tuck him in. You know what? Here. Let's just... I don't have a workstation for him, but we'll just tuck him in there. At least I won't have to worry about him, you know? Okay. Well, I guess it's... whatever it is. Daytime. That's the word I'm looking for. So, let's see. Y'all doing okay, though? Y'all having a good time? Yeah, whatever you've got going on in your lives, I hope it's good. Alrighty then. What's my Elytra's doing fine. Okay. Ah! Alright, no, we're fine. We're good. Everything's fine. I didn't just fall off a tree. I never really landed on it in the first place. That's because gravity. Or friction or something. What's a good excuse? I need an excuse. Alright. I was really sick tomorrow. That's the excuse. That's why I didn't land on that tree. I was really sick tomorrow. Alright. Well, that's fine. Alright. Drop some saplings. Oh, and more trees. So many more trees. Does that one end up being all... Well, that is the smallest giant spruce tree I've ever seen. I wonder if I didn't get all the saplings in place. That's always a possibility. Okay, so here's an interesting question. Nope, sorry, I was wrong. I don't have an interesting question. I thought I had one, and then I thought about it some more and realized I actually didn't have a question at all. I just thought I did. Welcome to old age, y'all. It's like, you know, I thought I was thinking, but I was not. Oh yeah, it looks like I just missed a sapling. Cool. Well, I can fix that problem right now. There we go. Okay. Inventory is good, so that's Fabulous. Okay. Of course, the part that really gets tough with these sorting systems is setting the filters. That always takes forever. And of course, I have, well, what was soon to be 4 sorting systems. But that's okay. That's okay. That's something I can sort out if I have some free time off camera. Left some logs over there. That would be bad. Don't particularly care if I'm leaving the saplings, but the logs are sort of important. That's why I'm here. Okay, so let's see. So, other fun things I've been thinking about, of course, I am thinking seriously about a modded Minecraft series. Okay, something to stream, okay? Because I've got the Create Mod Skyblock series that I've been playing for a while, and that's been fun. You know, I've got videos coming out. Right now, it's about every couple of weeks. I'm hoping I can keep that cadence up, but we'll see. It gets a little crazy sometimes, and as the contraptions get a little bit bigger and more complicated, it slows things down a little bit. And honestly, I just have not had the time lately. I say I'm not sure I quite get it, but sometimes I do. Well, that was the other day. I spent some time chatting with my family, so you know, family time. That's a thing that should be a thing. So, so that's cool. All right. All right. So there we go. Let's go ahead and craft up some more chests. I'm definitely gonna have to get some more barrels too, but that'll work for the moment. Where did I put the? Did I put the iron, or did I just finish it off? I finished it off, and so that's fine. That is fine. But no, that's one of the things no, I don't need the rotten flesh. So I'm not entirely sure how, but I still occasionally get a zombie that falls in here, and I don't quite get it. I don't understand how that happens, but it does. He's in fact wearing iron boots. Cool. Okay. I wonder if that was just... I forgot. It's been so long. I wonder if that was just what he was wearing at the time. Wouldn't surprise me. He picked up the block. I wasn't going to be choosy about his outfit. You know, it just wasn't that important to me. I'm not a zombie piglin. Or even a regular piglin who actually cares what your fashion sense is. I'm, you know, not going to get on him for that. Okay. All right. Let's get down here and finish up. Oops. Okay. Right, that goes there. Yeah, I've got enough barrels to pull this section off anyway. Heck. All right, I am going to have to craft up some copper chests, which is... and obviously lots and lots of comparators, so... You know. So that's going to be cool. All right, and then... Oh, hey, I'm out of... Okay. That's fine. I'm out of chests. It's not like they're important here or anything. All right, well, that's fine. Get some more. I still have it in my inventory. Okay. Definitely did not get enough chests, but that's okay. I do need to craft up some barrels here too, so let's get that sorted out. All right. Also, apparently I don't need the spruce trapdoors, so yay. All right. All right, so let's hop up here and finish getting all of our chests in place. Okay, so that's that. Oh, I'm gonna hop up here first. Okay, and then, ta-da. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, if you are a Lightmatica user, or I think there's a fork out there too, but if you use Lightmatica, upgrade. Update it as soon as you can. Okay. Also, if you use Servux on a server, update that. They found a critical security vulnerability in that, and it's been fixed in the latest release. So, yeah. So if you're a Lightmatica person, get on that. Okay. All right, so let's see. If I wanted to make a copper chest... Oh, actually, I mean, I do want to make a copper chest, but... Copper chests are ingots. Chests surrounded by ingots. Okay. All right, so... But I also need to get... copper golems in place. So let's actually just start with some glass. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glass in where the golems are going to be. Okay, which is, let's see, so there's going to be a chest there. Right, it's going to be right here for them to stand on. Okay. Do I want to... sorry, I got thinking, and that's always a problem. Trying to decide if I want to give them both, give them a 2-block wide section. I think I do. Oops. Well, that wasn't cool and stuff. Okay. All right. Now, one of the things I don't have over here, I think, is honeycomb. So I really should go get some honeycomb before I start bringing copper golems into this. Because they'll just... they'll be a problem. Okay. Okay. They're just going to be a problem. I mean, obviously it won't be a problem for a while, but it's not great when the storage system just sort of decides to freeze up on you, you know? Okay. I do want to block that off, actually. I don't think it's going to matter, to be honest, but It might matter. It might matter enough that because there's pathfinding issues I gotta deal with, right? Okay, so we'll just do this. Okay, and again, I need to get a copper chest in place. But I'll do that in a little bit. Okay, that's the idea. So cool. So we'll get copper golems in. They'll exist, right? That's the important part. Copper golems will exist. Happy about that. Okay. And then they'll be able to sort the system. I don't have any sort of filters set up yet, but I guess that's okay. So that's sort of the idea. All right. Well, the next thing I'm going to do then is let's go and put the glass away. Let's go get all right. No, this should be fine, I think. Hope this is enough. If it's not, we're going to be taking a trip to go hit the ATM. Yeah, we'll have to head back to the Badlands to sell some iron. All right. Okay, but hey, for the moment, we've got plenty of clerics and plenty of money to buy redstone from them. So I will happily take it. Okay. Oh, it's night, so their traits aren't going to reset. Unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. Just take a little nap. All right. Do I happen to have... Ooh, I do have sticks. Perfect. That will actually make life a little easier, which is handy. I do have some small amount of other wood here. Some pale oak, some spruce, which... Yeah, let's go ahead and take that spruce with me. Since apparently I'm doing stuff on spruce. A little bit of nether stuff. Not much in the way of bamboo all made up, so good enough, I guess. Oh. Hang on. Give myself a little bit of inventory space here. All right. Now let's do another round of redstone purchases here. Hi, I would like to buy your redstone. You don't want to sell me your redstone, but I would really like to buy it. Oh, man. I don't want to buy your leather. No. Your stuff here, it's fine. I don't want to buy it. Okay. I guess we're going to wait a couple of minutes. Oh, they're redstoning. Perfect. Hey, HRS. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you back. Hope you're doing okay. I'm at the buying redstone portion of the stream. So it's going to take a second. Yeah, that's probably way too much. Way too many emeralds, but we'll go with it. Yep, villager cells. Okay. You know, it's just keeps them in a nice, safe place so they don't get eaten by zombies. They like it. They're totally happy about it. Okay, so cool. So that can go there. We'll drop off that. Said I may end up having to go get more depending on how much redstone we're gonna need, but alright, so we are gonna need that. I need some stone. We're gonna need some quartz. Alright, time to craft all the comparators. Okay, time to craft a small number of the comparators. Oops. That way. Comparators. And that is not going to be enough. Okay. That's fine. It's fine. Everything's going to be fine. Warden Guardians in case zombies stroll this far? Yeah. No. Actually, this is... The reality is this place is pretty safe for the most part. But every once in a while, and it's been pretty rare, every once in a while I get like that zombie up there who somehow manages to find his way down and drop into the main area. It's really rare, but it happens. Anyway, comparators. Yes. Okay. Yep, get all these guys in place. Yeah, it's amazing how many comparators you use when you're setting up a sorting system. Technically, these ones don't matter, but I mean they're only here for to indicate if there's an overflow problem. Okay. Come on, hop up on the chest. There we go. But anyway, it's nice to have them around, but they're not. The row's not quite as critical. All right. Missing. There we go. Okay, so I guess let's go ahead and glass this in. And I can get the copper golems. I'm not set up for any of the filtering, but at least it'll kind of show how it's supposed to work. But I need more glass first. Will that be enough? I think that's enough. Yeah, that's number of comparators, hoppers, all that nonsense. Used a lot of them here. And that's okay. Guess we'll pull up here. All right, glass. Okay. Let's pop this around this side. One more for the copper chest, which I don't have placed yet. Okay. And then, yeah, I guess this side. Yeah, and this is, it has to be 2 blocks high. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be 2 blocks high. But it is 2 blocks high. I suppose, actually, it would probably be better. Yeah, it would be better. If, let's, I'm going to have a small issue with the, getting them in with the chests, but let's, or getting the copper chests in and the golems and all that stuff. But let's actually just cover this. That'll make pathfinding a little bit easier. But I do want to, excuse me, set this up to be a little bit taller. Yeah, that'll make things a little bit nicer, I think. At least, hopefully the pathfinding will be better. So, I mean, copper golem pathfinding is usually okay if you can get them locked into a place where they only have to go in straight lines. Which, that's about where we're going to be at, so that's a win, I guess. Okay, now we're going to have to come across that way because, and the copper chest is going to go there. I want to give myself a little bit of space. Okay. Sweet. All right, so that's going to be all set. Let's go get the copper chests and the copper golems. They're not going to be waxed because I don't have any wax with me, but that's okay. So what I need, I'm going to need blocks of copper and some jack-o'-lanterns. I think I've got shears in my chest. I mean, I could craft some, but I don't need to. I don't want to craft them if I don't need them. Okay. Oh, that's melons. There we go, pumpkins. That'll do it. Alrighty, back we go. So it's nice having infrastructure, right? Admittedly, most of the farms and stuff I have here are pretty small, but I mean, okay, the that farm's a little bigger, but not big enough, it turns out. All right, well, that's flint and steel. Okay, I actually have 2 sets of super shears, so yeah, that's cool. All right, so the way this is going to work is I'm going to get stuck underneath the glass. Okay. Perfect. All right. So now we take our blocks of copper. Okay. We drop a couple pumpkins on them. And, oh. Well, that's not as helpful as it could be. Hey guys, you want to, I need you to back off here just a minute, okay? Yeah, thanks. No, just back off for just a minute, okay? I don't have a lead. Okay, yeah, just back off for a minute, okay? Because I need to, all right, fine. Actually, that chest is facing the right way anyway, so let's go ahead and... I want to be sure they don't climb out, but... Okay. There we go. We're fine now, right? Alright. Sweet. So now I can kind of, sort of... Nope. I was going to say, kind of sort of place things in the right place, but... No, that's just not at all what's happening. We are not placing things in the right place at all. Okay. Now, jeez, monkeys. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, now I just need to get up there and... How are they? Oh, right, of course. It's like, how are they getting to it? But no, there makes perfect sense how they're getting to it. Okay. All right, and then I just want to close that off. Okay. Now I am going to have to come in and set filters, as I said, but that's a problem for future me, so future me can deal with it. Okay. That one I want there. This. Ah, I'm in a glass. Yeah, I'm leaving that one slot open because I want to be able to drop more golems in. And yeah. The right and the left places. Yes. I civilize left. I civilize right. So nothing is left. Nothing is right. There we go. Yeah, so I want to be able to just drop copper golems in there. So I'm leaving that open. But then the idea here is I can then take some hoppers and just feed it that way. So basically the way this is going to work is stuff will go into this chest. These guys will try to sort it once I get the filters in place. Leftovers will go into this chest, which will feed to the next module at double speed because I've got 2 sets of hoppers. Right? So that's the idea. Too bad beacons don't apply to villagers. Yeah. Yeah, that would be handy. I guess it's okay, though. Gravity, my arch nemesis. Okay. No, everything's good. Alright, so we just do the same thing we did before. Plop, plop. Yep. Copper golem sorters are handy. When I spec'd out this area, I was originally going to use some big redstone contraption. But when it came time to actually do it, I didn't want to do a big redstone contraption. So instead, we're using copper golem sorters. A villager with strength 2. What the heck would a villager with strength 2 do? I mean, it's not because villagers don't attack anything. Oh, speaking of weird potions, the latest snapshot dropped today, which is fun. They're abstracting out all of the potion recipes so that it's really trivial for resource pack makers now to either make their own potion recipes or modify existing ones. Darn it. It's just gonna look stinky. I guess that's fair. Alright, so I can get out of here without... There we go. Alright. Guess it doesn't really matter which block goes over the hoppers. It's just... I need a block so that those hoppers are no longer looking up stuff or trying to suck things down from the top. Alright, so this side is... The side's done. Okay. That's good. I mean, I still need to set filters, but again, that's going to be a long-term problem. All right. So, excuse me. Let's pick up a bunch of this copper that's sitting back here. Yep, laid all this stuff out to age. In fact, I think I've got a bunch of copper aging, copper trap doors aging. So those would be good to get. I like how that one just didn't bother to change at all. All right. Future plans for this ancient city area. I don't know, actually. This is one of those projects that I've been 2, 3, 4. This is one of those projects I kind of had been putting off for a while. And now I'm doing it. But this ancient city was my original base. So obviously, I think you've seen the science lab, which was the Guardian farm, and my Badlands base. But this was my original base. That's basically my starter base right there. Yeah, manual copper aging. That's what's happening here. So yeah, I've got my wool farm is in here. I've got clerics. I've got, manual plant farms. I guess it's automated potato or melons and pumpkins. But a Gen 1 moss farm. Really, really not fabulous skulk farm. All the good stuff. But yeah, this was my original base. Okay, so all of that is set. Copper trap doors are... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong side. Symmetry. 3, 4, 5. Gotta love symmetry. Okay. Yeah, because these guys I need to update. Because I had to shift things around a little bit because my redstone was broken. I know, this is a shock that my redstone was just totally broken. But it was. Yeah, my indicators were not going to work at all. And they totally locked up the storage. Which, it turns out, not at all what I want to have happen. So I had to rearrange things a little bit. So now it works just great. I just need to get all the sorting in, or all the filtering. Okay, what was I doing? Right, I had thoughts. I had a dream once. Okay. So yeah, the long-term vision for this city was to completely just revamp it and bring it to life as this underground civilization. There's a lot of space where I can build things. I don't know what I'm going to build, but there's a lot of space out here to do it. But this area, right? This is right underneath the main portal. This was going to be my main base, but I left before I got to finish it. You made your starter base in a mountain. Okay, yeah, right. So you potentially have a deep dark. Okay. I've done anything except making a deep slate mining tunnel. That's fair. Yeah, I started this world with the express idea, right? The whole plan was to renovate an ancient city. In fact, I was originally thinking that I would not do anything outside the city, except for maybe farm some trees. And that worked fine. It just got, it did get a little bit old after a while. Which is why I then moved to a Badlands and did some other things. But yeah, there's actually just back behind my smelter over there, my big furnace, there's actually a tunnel that leads to a second ancient city, which is not that far away, actually. But it leads to a second ancient city that I have also tamed. I went through and stripped out all the shriekers. So I actually have a second city just completely ready to do anything I want to with. And I'll tell you, after having lived in an ancient city for a while, they're actually really nice because they're safe. Once you shut down all the shriekers, they are pretty much mob-proof. Oh, used it to fight bedrock withers. Yes. Yes, I've seen that technique. Because it's a thing that you can do in Java as well. Okay, take those out. Yeah, after he dashes away. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, in Java, you can do the same thing. You can go wither mining. But what they kind of what you end up doing, you get the wither down to the second stage where it won't fly off, right? That's the important part of that. And then basically you just let it chase you. No bad luck with the underground shrieker? Not really. Of course, I cheated a little bit. So when I moved in, it was still possible to silence shriekers. So what you could do is, shriekers have a cooldown, and it's like a per player cooldown. So if you set off a shrieker, another shrieker won't go off for another, I don't know, 10 seconds, something like that. So it was possible for a long time to rig up a contraption that basically would trigger a shrieker on your behalf every few seconds, so that you can then just walk through an ancient city and the shriekers would never go off. You just have to basically set everything up so that the wardens can't spawn. And it worked out great, but it doesn't seem to work anymore. I still have the machine, but I've tried it a couple of times since, and the shriekers still go off. So yeah, I don't know what changed. If there's still a way to do it, but on the other hand, it's not really that hard, especially after you've gotten Elytra to deal with shriekers and to clean out Ancient City. All right. Yep, I need fences. Don't know that I want to deal with the fences right now, but it's the idea. Yep. I'm going to come in. I don't know what I want to do for a ceiling here. I do need to do something, but I don't know what yet. All right, so in Bedrock, Wither has an attack pattern. 2 sets of Skull Barrage and attack, then dash. Okay. Okay, so yeah, in Java, it's not quite as predictable. They'll just sort of go crazy. But I understand the Wither is a lot easier in Java. don't remember why, if it has more health in bedrock or what the deal is. It was... Okay, so this all comes back here. I said I think I'm gonna have to tear out some of this deep slate here, but that's not a big deal. All right, that'll work. Yeah, I think whatever I do though, I want to be able to allow the light from these frog lights to shine up this way a little bit, just to try to get a little bit more light over here. Since I switched to barrels here instead of chests, I'm losing a lot of the light that I had planned. You keep whacking what disturbs his aim just enough. Oh, interesting. Keep whacking with the next pile, of course. Makes sense. Okay, I do need some light here. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but it's going to be a thing. Oops. Okay. All right, so that's going to bring some light there. Did I set up the... No. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right, so that brings it a little bit of light. Right now, I've got gamma override on. This is what it looks like right now with natural light. I'm definitely going to be bringing some more light to the party, but this is where it's sitting right now. And when you come over here, like this area is all lit up. Oh, right, because I hid, I forgot I hid sea lanterns under the carpet. Right, I guess I should do that, huh? Okay, turn the gamma back on. Java Wither, do you think is harder? If you want to beat it without cheesing. Java Wither attacks, yeah. Yeah, the Java Wither will just... oh, I need to clean out my inventory before I do this. Yeah, the Java Wither will basically just try to sit above you to the greatest extent that it can. Which is definitely annoying. It'll basically just climb up as high as it can climb. And yeah, I ran into a problem with that. I'd set up to cheese a wither in the end, but I set it up wrong, and so the wither got loose, and that was nasty. Because not only could I not get above it, because of course every time I tried it just flew higher, because that's just how the wither is. But it had a plethora of targets, because you had all the Endermen that would keep spawning, and it would just keep shooting the Enderman. But of course, it would also keep chasing the Enderman, so it would never stop long enough for you to actually attack it. And my aim sucks most of the time, so yeah, that was unpleasant. Bedrock Wither hits harder with the Wither effect. Okay, yeah, that sounds right. Has more HP. Oh, right, but it's easier to fight because of the attack pattern. That makes sense. Sort of like, yeah, some of the bosses I've fought in various other games. It's like, yeah, it's a tank, but it's a very predictable tank. So as long as you're patient, it's easy to beat. Yeah, simple Wither Rose farm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know, there's a number of farms that I have never really set up in vanilla that I want to build eventually in this world. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. One of these boxes. There we go. I love that I can just convert deep slate into cobbled deep slate things now. That was such a great change. But yeah, like I've never built a witch farm, and I've never built a functional wither skeleton farm, or wither rose farm. Though actually, in some ways, that's a little bit easier if you don't mind cheesing the wither. Oozing potions, just to have it dump a bunch of endermites, right? Okay, there we go. See, now this is all bright and shiny. Okay, but yeah, you can have a laze spawn a bunch of endermites, then the wither explodes, you get a bunch of withered roses. I may have to do that, because my current wither skeleton farm sucks. It is not good. There is very little about it that actually works well. I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, so it would really help if I got some wither stuff in place. Do I have? Oh yeah, I just stoned it up. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it would really help if I had some wither roses in place. I would also have to pave the nether, which I've done, and that's not fun. Right, just completely spawn-proof the area. You discovered a way to trap the bedrock wither. Okay. Goes into attack mode, and then he just sort of floats. Oh, and then gets waterlogged. Okay. Yeah, I've seen... There are definitely ways to do it in Java. They're all a little finicky. So I haven't wanted to mess with it, but it's doable. Let's get the stone in place first. I'll worry about the hoppers here in a second. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to need probably another couple of stacks of hoppers. All right. Yeah, so this is not going to be I'm not going to have the most storage ever here, because all of the automated storage goes into 3 barrels per slice. But I don't need this to be a giant sorting system anymore, because I've got other storage. I just don't need to worry about it. And I think this looks cool. So sometimes that's all that matters. Does your storage look cool? Okay. Oh yeah, we got plenty of chests. Wonderful. Use arrow cannons, dripstone, mace, spear. Oh yeah, to one-shot the wither. Yeah. Yeah, the one thing you can't do... Well, no, I guess you can't one-shot the wither with a trident in Bedrock either. You can set up a trident killer, but not be enough. I don't think so. And am I out of chests? Oh no, I'm just out of the crafting table. Of course, I was just watching. Well, I saw it on Tango Tech's stream the other day. The C team decided to use spears to take out the wither. That, or not the wither, but what's it, 75 wardens or something like that? That was a special breed of chaos. But I watched the C team on Hermitcraft. They one-shot the dragon using using the mace. I do not have the sulfur cubes yet. I just haven't had time to sit down and make sure all of the mods I use. I have a couple of server-side mods, like the mini map and map mods are all server-side, and I use a whole mess of client-side mods, and I haven't checked to make sure they're all ready for the upgrade. I want to though. Well, because I need geysers, right? I don't really care about the sulfur cube, but remember I had that mob swapper I wanted to set up in the science lab that is going to use geysers. So apparently my voice is not going to be a thing. Yeah, C-Team is all sorts of fun. That group is a special breed of chaos, and I love it. Okay. Well, I guess that's what we have today. Honestly, that might be enough. Actually, it's not going to be enough, but all of my wood's over there, so we'll either craft more chests or have to go cut down more trees. One of the two. But that was fun watching them one-shot the dragon. You know, it's like, yep, well, this is cool. Heck. Just gonna keep falling into things. Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to get some more hoppers. It's not going to be many, but I think I need 2 per slice after I get these in, so. Okay. Yeah, because what I've got is, it's a hopper, and then a barrel, and another hopper. Yeah, so I'm going to need 76 more hoppers. I don't think I have enough wood to make 76 more hoppers. It would also help if I'm looking in the right chest, but no, that's enough to make another stack. Oops. Come on, craft away. Thank you. No, I mean, that's right. Okay. Sorry. I can't count. Yeah. We'll get there eventually. Yeah. Okay. Great. Oh, actually, that might be close. That might be very close. Okay, do I have... I don't have enough barrels, so that's cool. I'm going to have to go cut down trees so I can get barrels. Alright, well... Fine. I'll play play the game and go do the things. Mining and the crafting and the whatever. I'm extra whiny today. I don't know why. I try not to be whiny. I have a general, I don't know if motto for life is totally accurate or not, but it's close. I basically, what's a Cub fan's pocket enchantment idea for pants was pretty useful. It's adding more rows for each level of the enchantment. Yeah. I don't know. The problem I've run into with the inventory is that my inventory is going to be a mess no matter how much I have. I had a thought for it an enchantment or a basically as a backpack is if you used an upgrade template on a shulker box, it would turn it into a backpack that you could then maybe put into the elytra spot. Maybe there'd be another inventory slot for it. But that would then give you an extra 3 rows. And then you could just swap out the shulker box as you needed to. I think that would be a lot more handy. You know, because then you can just swap the shulker. It's like, oh, I'm doing redstone. Let me put the redstone shulker in. And then, okay, I'm building. Let me pull this shulker box full of those building materials out. And that type of thing. That seemed a little more, a little bit more useful. But I think Mojang has kind of said they're sort of opposed to backpacks. That said, they just added cushions and temporary beds in the latest snapshot. So who knows what they're going to be doing. The cushions are really cool. Right now they feel modded, which is always the case when something really game-changing shows up in vanilla Minecraft. But they also feel slightly glitchy, even though it's how they're designed. So I don't know. Keeping it in the offhand to access it would be amazing. Yeah, see, my thought would be it would just be an inventory slot, so you could then pick block out of it as well. But I tend to build using my offhand. You know, because what I'll do, like, sometimes while I'm building, I'll have the block I'm building with in my offhand, so I can place it, right? And then I can, if I make a mistake, right, I've got my pickaxe in my main hand, so it's quick and easy. It was a thing I picked up from Pearlescent Moon. She does it all the time, and I realized, ooh, this is actually really cool. So I wouldn't want something that gets rid of that offhand access. But if it shows up as a backpack in a way, or shows up here in a way that pick block works, then that would be totally fine. Because then it's just in the inventory. But yeah, I mean, throwing it in the offhand and being able to open it that way would be handy, I suppose. But I don't know. I guess it's just a gameplay thing. It doesn't bother me that I have to place it. What actually used to bother me was the ender chest. Right, because the ender chest, it's the same thing. It's like, okay, I've got to place the ender chest, pull the stuff out of it, and then if I've got like an organized ender chest where I've got shulker boxes, right? It's okay to place the ender chest, pull out the shulker, place the shulker, do whatever inventory chaos I'm doing, put it all back, pick up the... That started to annoy me. Or that used to annoy me. I guess technically it kind of still does, but I've sort of gotten used to it, so I don't mind it quite so much, but no, the ender chest was just the sort of the biggest pain in the neck. I've really gotten to like bundles though. Just having a bundle that I can easily pull stuff out of, that it's like, oh yeah, here's a crafting table or two, here's a leads and a fence post, and ender chests. Only takes up a single inventory slot and is still really easy to get into. that works out beautifully. I kind of wish that in vanilla you could see the full inventory of a bundle. I think by default you can only see the first 12 items, and after that it just nope, and plus 14 more or something like that. There are mods that let you do it, but I kind of wish that was a vanilla thing. Okay. Definitely want to pick up the sticks. I need them for redstone torches. Okay. Ah, that's not the right button. Okay. Ah, I've shifted my chair because I don't need the footrest under my desk for my foot as much anymore. At least right now, and my camera's all doesn't quite frame me the way it used to. Carry a few bundles. Yeah, crafting table. Yeah, it's such a handy toolbox for that stuff, right? It's like, yeah, let me just here's all of this random stuff, and then maybe here's another one that's got beacon materials in it. That's another bundle option. Had I more beacons, I would definitely be looking into that option. Of course, that would sort of require me to have a functional wither skeleton farm, wouldn't it? Oops, crafting table. Thank you. Okay, barrels. Awesome. Yeah, when I was my last create mod world, I actually had a farm or a factory that just spit out barrels because you use them like for everything in create mod. Another bundle to carry recipes for regen sus stew. That makes sense. Bedrock lacks is fast of generation. Yeah. Okay. And now barrels. Oops, come on, crouch. Okay, so this is gonna have to come out. Because I'm gonna have to get I'm gonna have to put chests and redstone and stuff up here. Okay. Yeah, because let's see. Yep. Definitely have to open this up a little bit more. Does give you golden apples in bedrock outside of PvP. Oh, gives uses to golden apples. Oh, okay. Yeah, because isn't there a separate, like an additional potion or something that bedrock has going for it? I was just, I can't remember why. It came up recently. Maybe it came up in a stream I was watching, but I watch a lot of Minecraft streams while I'm at work. I throw them off in the background while I'm working. Oh, you have the wither effect potion. Okay. Yeah, that would do it. Okay. Okay, that goes there. Barrels. Oh, let's see. It's 8 o'clock. All right. I was hoping I could get all of the redstone done today. We might be getting close. I know we're not going to get all the filters in place, but just hoping. Okay. Though only wither-tipped arrows are actually attainable. Oh, right, okay. Yeah. That's the one. I got really, really lucky. I was playing I had a hardcore series. And I was playing in this hardcore world, and I think I had a Fletcher villager, and I think it was my first Fletcher, and it had weakness arrows, which made my villagers so much easier because I didn't have to try to find, I didn't have to go brew potions. I didn't have to go brew weakness potions or anything like that. It was just like, yep, here it is. Okay. Oh, right, I gotta take all this nonsense out too. Man, I was so happy when that showed up. Then it's just a matter of then you just buy the arrows, shoot your villagers, everything's great. You know, I'm sure it doesn't bother the villagers at all to get shot in the face, fed to a zombie, and then cured. I'm sure they're more than happy to have that happen to them. Because villagers are just weird like that. Yes, villagers are fully healed after you've converted them. Okay. Now, was hoping to land that, but yeah, so they're fully healed, which is really convenient. And the cool thing with at least with a bow is that if you just pull back a little bit, you're not going to hit them with a full power shot anyway, so they only lose a couple of hit points. So it's not a huge problem. Okay, so this is all going to have to come out. All right. I have a hoe in my toolbox, but it's not worth going to get it. Yeah, you know what was interesting? Living in an ancient city, there was some things that were surprisingly short of. I was surprisingly short of. Dirt, for example, and stone. You know, I had to set up a stone generator just so I could have stone, because when you're digging around down here, you're not getting stone. You're getting deep slate. Do dispensers fire arrows at max bow draw? I think so, but I'm not... don't quote me on that. Yeah, I didn't worry about it because it was... Because I think in that world, I think I converted them in place. I'm trying to remember. I had a couple of places. Because I think it was that world. And I was on an SMP for a while called Tinker Worlds. That I actually had the same thing. I managed to get a Fletcher with weakness arrows. Okay. So that's awesome. All right. And I am totally out of... Gee, if only I had a storage room of some sort. No, I agree that it's... You can also do it with Blackstone. You can use Blackstone and Deep Slate, or Cobble Deep Slate, to make furnaces and stuff, but none of the redstone components. Those all require not just cobblestone, which you would use on a piston, but also regular stone for repeaters and comparators and things. Every once in a while, I start wondering if it might be fun to do a world where I basically do a a nether challenge, sort of, where it's like, nope, I am just going to base in the nether. Am I going to need more chests than that? Yes. Need more chests than that. Oops, that's iron. But the problem with that is you can't, is that redstone's not possible. It's not that. Because you can't really get stone. Okay. That's probably more than enough chests, but it's all good. Okay. Alright, so yeah, so we're going to the front of the chest, isn't that? Yeah, so and I guess not unlike your regular a regular world where yes, you live cheese monkeys. You live in the overworld and you dip into the nether for farms and things or whatever else. It would be sort of the same thing. You live in the nether and you dip into the overworld for things, but okay. Alright, since this different exists, I wonder if Mojang will be willing to give bedrock pistons with quasi-connectivity and block splitting when made out of cobbled deep slates. And I don't know. I think I get the feeling that I'm not sure Mojang knows what to do with quasi-connectivity. Because it's I think it was originally considered a bug, but so much modern redstone depends on QC that I don't know if they want to get rid of it. I never played with the redstone experiments that they've got up right now that changes some of the redstone timings and some of the redstone update stuff so that it's, I think it's more consistent. But I don't remember if they changed the quasi stuff and any of that. Oh yeah. Yeah, QC is essential for certain types of flying machines. I've certainly built a number of them. Heck, I've got a moss farm design that I've got built over in the Badlands. So I've got this moss farm design that uses double piston extenders, which isn't possible in Bedrock because the double piston extenders are dependent on QC to function. I tested it just to be sure, but okay, let's just double check. Yeah, I do need to come underneath the chests. Oh, I don't want to do it this way. I'm going to, but I don't want to. Come on. Come on. I can do it. Yeah, I think the base flying machine design that I typically use is a QC based design. QC's untouched. They got rid of the random block updates in Bedrock. But it changed the timings in Java as well. In sort of a weird way. I don't know that it's necessarily a bad way, but it is weird. Hang on, I forgot how this works. So basically, if I'm remembering correctly, the way it changed the timings was, or at least the update order, was based off of the distance that the redstone signal was going. and the direction the redstone signal was going. So it would basically update stuff on the left first and then the stuff on the right or something like that. I forgot the details now. But it was something along those lines. And then it would... and then just have set a consistent update order, which for Java, we already have... Well, Redstone always updates consistently, I think. Because it either all updates at once or not, right? Something along those lines. Obviously, Bedrock suffers from the random updates mess, which... so we were talking about on stream a couple weeks ago, right? So we were talking about my potion brewer. And the problem with the hoppers. Okay. Really should have just built all that across, but that's all right. Okay, so, yep. Yeah, boy, that was the bane of my existence, trying to see if I get that brewer to work. I really need to take some time and just see if I can get my updated brewer functional in Bedrock, or just to test and see if it is, since it's not dependent on it's not dependent on hoppers working consistently. I mean, okay, kind of expect them to update properly, but it's not like I expect them all to update in the same tick. Okay. All right, now I need repeaters, which, again, need what, 50-something repeaters, which I do not have. Okay, there we go. Updates consistently, does it in arbitrary direction. Oh, yeah. I think there was some question about it. I'm not that deep into the redstone guts. Oops. I do know how to make a redstone torch correctly, though, so, you know, I'll tremble at my knowledge and despair. Okay, stone I need. Probably more than that. I had a thought and I've lost it. Yeah, I don't. Probably wasn't important. Right. Yeah, there was some weird stuff with the directions, though. Okay. Yeah, Ozymandias. Well, you know. I think Ozymandias was a redstoner. Right? You don't get to managing certain circles of hell without having had to fight with redstone at some point in your life. Or, you know, on life, I don't remember. It's been way too long since I've remembered the details of those stories. But yeah, I'm at least 80% sure, totally a redstoner. Okay. Get the dust in, and then I need to come in with a whole slew of comparators. Probably multiple slews. They get married. Oh, right, where you just automatically avoid the rough spots because, oh yeah, Redstone's going to behave this way, and it's just weird. If I had a way to do it, I have considered a, what's like an 11-year Java player tries Bedrock, just as a fun little weird series, but the problem is Bedrock doesn't play on Linux, so it does make things a little tougher. Yeah. Can't get your friends because they've been ignoring the problem. Yeah. All right. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but redstone will never hurt me. Okay. Oh, I am going to need all of those. Hang on. I'm going to get these redstone torches in place while I'm thinking about it. This is the one thing I tend to forget. Anytime I build one of these types of filters, either these ones or the Impulse SV filter or anything like that, I always forget to put the torches underneath. It's just one of those things. Unless I'm thinking about it actively, I just tend to forget those torches. Okay. Alright, I'm definitely going to need some more. Okay. Alright, so let's see. We get torchy goodness. And now, will that be enough? No, it's not going to be enough. Alright, that's fine. Because I need, I think I need 56 comparators. Actually, no, I probably need like 70-something comparators. So, you know. So that's fun. Okay, what am I... oh, stone. Ah. Well, comparator is absolutely right. There was stuff in that shulker box. Alright. We'll see. Said, yeah, it's I've got a lot of... It's this way. A lot of comparators to place. Oopsies. Oopsies. Yeah, they are indeed expensive. Yeah. Can I just peek through there? I can. Haha! Look at me peeking. Okay. Yeah, that's the one reason I've been tempted to build a witch farm. Aside from the fact I've never really built one before. It would be kind of fun just to have a really, really convenient way to get redstone. I mean, though, to be fair, villagers are pretty easy to use for all that stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and... ta-da! Okay, do I have stone? Not really. Let's grab some more quartz. But yeah, quartz is the other pain, right? The reason I have a shulker box of quartz is because I have a gold farm. Right, because that's... I mean, there are a couple of farms that I set up just because I do redstone. And a gold farm is one for quartz, and a wheat farm is another one. Because the wheat farm gives me hay bales, so I can make target blocks. Okay, I think I'm good. All right, let me just do a quick flyby with FreeCam for a minute. All of those are in place. Those are in place. Okay, I've got all of those. We definitely did our little peeky under there. Okay. Repeaters are all in. Yeah, I think. Woohoo! Okay, repeaters are in. Torches are all in because we just did that. Oh, except I actually want to change that one down at the far end. Yeah, raid farms used to be good. Yeah. They nerfed them. On the other hand, I think raid farms, kind of needed a nerf. I mean, you can still automate those. I've seen them built now, but honestly, yeah, I think they needed to nerf raid farms. I didn't like that they nerfed them, but I think they needed it to be done. And yeah, I think the biggest issue with raid farms is the totems of undying. Is when you just end up with shulkers and shulkers and shulkers full of totems of undying. That's a little crazy, you know? I got thinking about that the other day, and actually my son and I were talking about it. Hey, let's sleep. My son and I were talking about it, and we were thinking that, you know, what could be interesting to solve if you think the totems are a problem, actually. But one of the ways to solve that, perhaps, would be to remove totems from the loot table for the evokers. You'd have to give them something else, and I have an idea for what that might be. But instead, take the trial chamber mechanics, like the trial vaults and all of that stuff, and put them in woodland mansions, and make the totems of undying part of the loot table for the chests and those silly things, right? You get 3 totems of undying per raid in bedrock. Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, so this needs to come out 4 blocks. So I'm here in the community storage. Like I said, I've built a lot of these farms. But on this section here, or these storage systems, these sort non-stackable items. Like here I'm sorting tools. Here I'm sorting armor. Right, I could sort potions and stuff like that. So yeah, you just have to change what your signal strength is. And basically coming out 4 and then down. Okay. But yeah, we're thinking if we could take the trial chamber mechanics, apply those into like a woodland mansion, and maybe the evokers drop keys or something, right? Where am I going? Over here. But that way, your raid farms could still do the things. You could farm emeralds that way. You could farm redstone that way. You know, glowstone dust, right? All the other things you could get. And then the totems would still be not necessarily farmable, but you could at least still get lots of them if you wanted to. You just have to find woodland mansions. So, you know, it's a possibility. I don't know. I don't tend to go crazy looking for totems anyway. Totems are less PvP community will have a fit honestly, I don't care. But yeah, I see, that's it. The woodland mansions are fairly rare. They're sort of a waste, right? The loot, by the time you have good enough gear that you can fight a woodland mansion and have a fair chance of actually surviving the stupid thing, the loot is no longer worth having. So as I got thinking about that, it's like, what would make a woodland mansion worth spending time in? And yeah, that was sort of the thought. 2, 3, 4, and then we go down. Okay. Of course, this means we're gonna need more repeaters, but that's okay. Okay. Honestly, these last couple of slots, I probably should take the filter off. I'm gonna... Oh, okay. Because I do need an overflow. All right, anything I'm not sorting. But yeah, it would work well enough. Yeah, you know, if I were just to, all I have to do is take off the torch. But I'll set this up. Honestly, I don't know. Do I want to do 2? I don't know. How much overflow space would I need? I think to begin with, yeah, let's just leave it with 2 slots. And then we could do some fun sorting with this, where it's, you know, weapons and armor and potions and saddles and I don't know what all. Overflow space with a shulker loader. Yeah, in theory that would be awesome. In practice, I'm not going to do it. I'm just lazy enough. Do have some more wood here, right? Yeah. Just lazy enough that, oops, I don't know that I want to bother with it. Okay. Do I have more? Yes. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm going to have enough redstone. I may have to go shopping. Okay. Got some redstone. Got some stone. All right. May have to go shopping for redstone anyway, but or redstone dust. But okay. Okay. I kind of wish I had there was a way of doing a line like this where they you can just say, yeah, the redstone doesn't cross. Oh, and I am out of redstone. Cool. Practicing to shulker farm. I have one. So that's easy. I need dust. Okay. Yeah, in fact, we were just at my shulker farm. Okay, let's go and pull that out. That'll stack. Yeah, let me. Have you seen my shulker farm in this world? I was the same shulker farm everybody else builds, but we could run over there real quick if you'd like to see it. Not yet. Yeah, we could take a look. All right, and let's head back. Oops, back down this way. because it's actually right where I was at. I built it at spawn, or fairly close to spawn. Transporting shulkers is a process. It's actually not that bad. If you have iron, because you just need to get them in minecarts, and that's pretty easy. It just takes time. I was fortunate. I had an end city right next to or fairly close to one of the portals back to the end island. And then from there, it's fairly straightforward to bring the shulkers back to the overworld. Assuming you want to build it in the overworld. But yeah, you can just punch them right through the end gateway. But yeah, my shulker farm is right in here. Yeah, so it's right up there. So I've got a couple of shells. I don't remember the last time I actually ran the farm, so I'm not fully stocked, but yeah, so I built the farm. Spawn is just over there by that little hut. That's world spawn. Yeah, a couple, you know. Well, I decided that I wanted to keep people safe and keep the farm safe, so I built this glass ball around it, this sphere, so that if someone was flying by, they wouldn't catch the attention of the shulkers that are hanging out up here. But then I got looking at this and realized, you know what? I have a snow globe. I have totally built a snow globe. So I turned it into a snow globe. And so I built these... Yeah, oh no, it works great. I love the snow globe. And I built these little houses here. Got the Christmas tree with the special tree topper up there. Special breed of fun. And I love this. The snowball fight. You know, I set up snowmen, and hidden in the powdered snow and stuff in front of the snowmen is a zombie. There's a zombie on each side. And so the snowmen keep throwing the snowballs trying to hit the zombie. And so now I just have this perpetual snowball fight happening. So yeah, and I built down here. Said community storage, because this is a server. So yeah, it's so yeah, I sort of built this area up, and I want to expand more, but I needed to change projects. I was starting to burn out on it, so I'll come back to it at some point. But just sort of build this area up as a little spawn village. Yeah, no, snow golems don't care about other snow golems, even if they hit each other. They are strictly locked on to the zombie that they're hitting. But no, I wanted to set this area up, so I've got community storage here. The church here actually has a potion brewer. It actually has my big brewer, but with a different clock. Oh, this way. So I designed I expanded the design I had for my regular potion brewer, that little one, so that it's universal. Right, so you can, if you wanted to, you could take out these chests and put in a shulker box. And then you just select the items you want for your potion and let her rip. And instead of, it works, it just has a more complicated clock back here. And in my current design, I ripped that clock out and put in something else, which I think is a little bit nicer. This one, this one works, but it just feels icky. So I just need to get farming so I can load this thing up and actually be able to use it. But yeah, so I set up the potion brewer here, and the main building. Hop through this way. Yep. So I come back through the main storage. One of the other people who very rarely is on the server did the shulker mosaic floor, which I think is kind of cool. But I set up these villagers here so you can get, okay, there's one guy here for, you know, one cleric for some redstone, some golden carrots, and here, let's turn off the gamma. Yeah, you can get some basic tools. I've got the basic all of the basic trades you'd want. Efficiency 3, right? Mending, silk touch. I don't have efficiency 5. I have an efficiency 4 villager because I moved these guys from my original base. But yeah, basically all your starter gear or replace your gear villagers, right? So here's your fortune, right? Feather falling. You know, all of your just sort of basic starter villagers. Right? Grab your gear, or at least your tools. I guess you can buy all of the armor from this guy. But exactly, but sort of the did you die? Welcome to spawn. Here you go. There's a little furnace array here. Ooh. Got some copper in there. Let's grab that. You know, a little lava farm to fuel that. The one thing I don't have going over here is like an iron farm to trade with these guys for emeralds. I didn't set up anything like that. There's also a little place up this way. All right, yeah, just there's some beds here and stuff if you need to sleep. Where am I going? Oh yeah, up these stairs. I remember things. Right, so there's some other villagers, right? So you can buy pork chops or cooked chicken. And then there's a little place up here. This is a full enchanting setup. Yeah, warden-based iron farm. That'll do it. But yeah, this is a full-powered enchanter. And then there's a little potion brewer here. So it really is just a starter area, a community. Hey, there's stuff here if you want it, if you need it. You know, beds and things if you need a place. I had a thought that anyone who's playing on the server, if they wanted to, could build a little house out here too and help build up this sort of winter village. But I'm just about the only one playing on the server right now, so that sort of fell apart. But it was a cool idea, though. All right, where am I going? There I'm going. But yeah, those villagers that are in there, yes, that's always a possibility. But on the other hand, the basic enchantments that you might want to roll for are, I think most of those you can get from the villagers, so I didn't stress about it too much. On the other hand, all you have to do is put torches on the bookshelves and you're done with it, right? It shuts everything off. So, you know, easy peasy. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, right, I was buying redstone. Yeah, start leaving the torches everywhere. Yep. But yeah, that was sort of the idea, is that we would just oh, that's convenient. as it would just be a handy place where if you're getting started, then you've got a place to go just to get all of your gear, right? You know, if you just need some stuff. So the only problem with it is that it doesn't... Oops, that's not what I want. I want redstone blocks. The only problem with it is there's no source of emeralds, which does make it tough, so... So, yeah, that's one of those things I thought about, but didn't do anything about, you know? Okay, did I pick up everything? All right, got it. So, you know, all right. Let's go and turn the override back on. Yeah, I spent a lot of time with the gamma override on in this city. If you only do half the amount of trades, yes. For the most part, it doesn't matter. I don't tend to buy that much. What did I need the redstone for? Oh, I just needed redstone dust. Awesome. Okay. But on the other, the deal is, I mean, it doesn't take them. It takes them a while before they decide to lock up or raise their prices. And honestly, it's just not that big a deal. Okay. All right, nice. So we've got... Honestly, that's probably way too many unstackable things. But that's okay. We've got room for all the things. Because, sure, why not? Yeah. These ones... Those ones are regular. The clerics I have back in the Badlands, in my main trading hall, I fed to zombies, so it takes a significant amount for them to decide to actually raise their prices. And when they do, the prices then drop again fairly quickly. Okay, so I need glass. Just getting a lot of glass. All right. Okay, again, we're going to have... Well, actually, we probably won't have a dump chest here. Right, because we've got our overflow happening. I should take off those torches under there, though. Okay. This side's going to have the copper chest, so that's going to go like so. All right, and because I decided to do it this way, yeah, they nerfed that. Well, the reason was easy for them to justify. I didn't like it, but it's easy for them to justify. Because all you had to do was just keep trading with villagers, and every trade became a single emerald. That was not quite what they were going for, you know? Okay, so this is going to come this way. So, a little bit annoying, but I understand that one. It's, they were basically trying to nerf villagers, which are, I don't like saying that villagers are overpowered, but they are a powerful mechanic. And I'm okay with that. Just for various reasons, but yeah, it did. It did, but honestly, potions of weakness are cheap, right? And especially if you have arrows. If you get arrows of weakness, man, that's just crazy. But potions of weakness are cheap. Golden apples aren't that bad either, really, especially if you get a gold farm going. Golden apples are easy to acquire. Heck, I know of players who they get so many golden apples just from raiding ancient cities and stuff that they could just use them as regular food. So, you need an apple farm? Well, heck, you can buy apples from villagers too. I think you can buy them from farmers. But if you're getting farming oak or dark oak trees, you're gonna get a lot of apples. Okay. Astro, the ancient cities might only give. You might be right on that. However, they do also give, or you get golden apples in trial chambers. And trial chambers are all over the place. Okay. All right, so we're going to do the same type of thing here. Again, double up the blocks so the golems don't get out. All right. Now, we're going to have to run a fairly long hopper line, but it's not that big a deal. All right. Let's get our hoppers, which I put away because obviously I don't need them anymore. Oh, I'm going to need a lot more hoppers. Do I have more? Yes, I do have more wood. Perfect. Okay. Chests. And did I don't remember if I stashed some iron blocks here. Doesn't look like it. I don't think that's going to be enough. Let's go get some more iron. So, yeah, villagers are, especially the librarians, you know, you want something like efficiency 5, and that enchantment's expensive. It's supposed to be expensive because it's a level 5 enchantment. But you know, I get it. I really do. It's annoying, but I get it. But when it comes down to it, you know, I've got an emerald generator, right? Because I've fed my all my smiths to the zombies, so it's 1 iron for 1 emerald. And so emeralds are not a problem. Do not have any issues acquiring. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any issues acquiring emeralds. I had pumpkins. What do I do with them? Oh, they're still in my inventory. Ah! I'm good at this. Alright. So we'll come through. I need to replace this floor. Okay, but... Alright, where am I? Okay. Grab my chest, or my copper blocks here. Okay. Here, we'll we'll climb up this way. This will be easier. Okay. And those. Okay. So there's that one. All right. Next. Oops. That glass is in the wrong place. Oh, I put all the glass away. Well, that was dumb. Let's go. Let's go grab another stack of glass just so I can keep everybody where they're supposed to be. My scaffolding is... I don't know about you, but I definitely have an issue where my scaffolding is just always in the wrong place. Just always ends up underneath blocks or just other weirdness like that. All right. Okay. Woohoo! Okay. All right. Fine. All right. Well, so I'm looking and say, how do I only have 7 scaffolding left? Because I keep placing it places and not picking it up again. That's how. All right. That goes in there like that. That. Okay. All right. We'll get this last. Yep. This last chest in, and then all I have to do is run hoppers, and we're done with the redstone. Yeah, scaffolding farm. Yeah, I've got multiple bamboo and string farms, so I am good to go. In fact, I think I've got more scaffolding in my ender chest. Okay, hoppers. Okay. Okay, so that'll go that way. I really should do this from up top. Sure. No, this is totally going to work out just peachy. Yeah, scaffolding. There's some. I had some fun ones. I had to build a. There we go. I had to build a. I didn't have to. I built a sheep farm. I needed the sheep farm because I needed a crazy amount of wool. Because I built a version of Pac-Man that used Ravagers instead of ghosts. Or as the ghosts. And so I needed a lot of wool to build the maze. Which was great. Worked out fine. But I used scaffolding as the way to get all of the Ravagers into the... Or not the Ravagers, to get the sheep into the farm. Because I'd breed the sheep, and then they would walk and go up the scaffolding, and now they'd walk into the farm. That was really handy. All right, I have also made not a horrible mistake, but a silly mistake. We're feeding items at double speed, right? Because we got 2 hoppers coming out of each of these chests. If I come this way, it's going to slow down to single hopper speed. On the other hand, it probably isn't going to matter. So let's just go ahead and run this across, and then we'll cry about it later. Okay. Apparently we're using pumpkin blocks as temp blocks today. You know, the best scaffolding block aside from, you know, scaffolding, is resin. Resin blocks are so good for scaffolding. It's easy to farm, so it's easy to get a lot of, and it insta-breaks with your bare hand. You don't have to do anything crazy with it to break it. Okay. And we're set. Okay. Cool. So I think only having 2 golems here is fine. Maybe 2 here is fine. I might want to up the number of golems in these 2 sections. But I definitely am going to want to up the number of golems in these 4, especially those first 2. Because everything is going to come through these guys. And so having lots of them is probably a good thing. But that's a problem for future me. All right, so cool. I do need to get in here and wax these guys because, you know, I don't want them freezing up on me. And I do have to come in and set filters and all that stuff. But basically done. Let's grab some resin bricks here. I need to gotta go that way first, and then I can come in here and get brick walls. Okay. All right, so these drop in like so. Wonderful. Right, I don't know what's happening when I get to the edge of the storage system, so that's gonna have to wait. I think I'm gonna do something different with the ceiling there. I'm definitely gonna have to move the scaffolding. And I think what I decided to do is I'm going to make this the main entrance into the storage system. So you're coming in this way underneath this. So this all comes out. That was just there as a bridge. Okay. Okay, so you come in through here. Oh, I didn't... That's not fabulous. Hang on. Okay. I need to block all these off. Again, minor lag reduction reasons. Anyway, that's going to be the main entrance, so we're going to come in that way. I'm going to go ahead and have exits on both ends there. And then over here, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to close off this bottom area and set up elevators to come up so I can go through this portal. Yeah, because this nether portal actually takes you down to bedrock level in the nether. Yeah, when I was setting up the nether hub originally, that's where I did it, was down at that level. So I think that's going to be the plan. And then I'm going to shut this, I'm going to close up this wall and maybe have access from the second tier of that. But yeah, that's the idea. Okay. It's 9 o'clock. Do I want to spend the time? Don't know. I don't think I want to do it tonight, spend the time getting the bone blocks in on the floor. But yeah, this is it. I actually have working storage. There are a couple things I need to do because obviously getting at this chest sucks. So I'm going to set up some form of shulker unloader and probably, regular item, an unloader of some sort here. Right, so that's going to go here. So I can upload. Yep. So I can upload all of the items into this chest. And that will start feeding the copper golems and start running everything down the line. Okay, which is sort of the idea. Okay, and so then the items will all make it across. Okay, which would be great. And we've got overflow happening here. Now, I do need to get signs on everything. Because even without putting labels on, adding the signs on those looks so much better. Just looks so good running those signs across. So yeah, I need to get in and do that. But it is getting late, and I really do need to be stopping, I think. So, progress. Definitely made some progress. So yeah, need to get some floor. So I need to put in the shulker unloader. I don't have a lot. Now that despawned just in time. Perfect. I don't have a lot of space under here because I'm at Y51. So, however, I put in the shulker loader or unloader. I guess I'm not going to have a lot of space to go deep if I need to. But otherwise, I think we're in pretty good shape here. I also need to set up the filter items, so that's a thing. But okay, awesome. Well, progress has definitely been made, and I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and call it for the day. It's been fun. I want to give a shout out to everybody who's hung out to me, and also a special shout out to my supporters at musicfreegaming.com. If you'd like to help support the channel, that is a great place to do it. You also get a bunch of perks for yourself, so check that action out. And next stream is going to be on Thursday, 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. I will be back playing Terraria, so that's going to be fun. Hopefully, maybe with less death this time. So who knows? Who knows? Less death is fun, right? Anyway, so we'll be back in Terraria on Thursday, 6 p.m. and also on Saturday at 7:30 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. So check that action out. And until next time, be excellent to each other. And this is Music Free Gaming signing off.